Hey, Stoic friend. Right now, there's someone watching your every move, analyzing every choice you make, waiting for you to slip. But it's not your enemy, not your critics, not even the people who doubt you. It's you. You have become your own biggest obstacle. You perform every day for an invisible audience that doesn't even exist, seeking approval from people who will forget about you 5 minutes after scrolling past your post. This is the trap of the modern world. Life has become a non-stop performance. We keep dancing, we keep posting, we keep explaining ourselves to strangers who wouldn't even slow down if they saw us struggling. And in this endless performance, we've lost the most important thing we have, ourselves. The ancient Stoics had a word for the solution, prosos, the practice of directing your full attention to the present moment and taking care of the self. And here's the part that shocks most people. They practiced this in silence. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in Rome, could have demanded the attention of millions, but instead, he wrote quietly in a journal. Thoughts meant only for himself. Seneca, one of the richest men in Rome, chose voluntary simplicity, stepping away from luxury to train his mind. And Epictetus, once a slave, built his entire philosophy around this single idea. Control what you can control and ignore everything else. These weren't weak men hiding from the world. These were leaders, thinkers, warriors of the mind, who understood something we've forgotten. Your power multiplies in silence. And that's exactly what this video is about. Today, I'm sharing 7 ancient rules to help you focus completely on yourself, master your mind, and make the opinions of others fade into background noise. This isn't about isolation. This isn't about running from life. This is about becoming unshakable, calm, focused, untouchable, no matter what the world throws at you. But here's the truth. Most people will watch this video, nod, maybe even take notes, and then go straight back to scrolling, straight back to explaining themselves, straight back to living for other people. You're not going to be like most people. So prove it. Right now, hit that like button. Not for me, but as a commitment to yourself that you're ready for this transformation. And if this hits you in the chest, if you're done living for everyone except yourself, drop this in the comments. I choose silence over noise. Because these 7 rules are not random tips. They are a sequence. Miss one and the rest won't work. Skip ahead and you miss the foundation. Each rule builds on the last, forming a chain of discipline that makes you unstoppable. Number 1. Starve the noise. Every single morning, within minutes of opening your eyes, you make a choice that decides whether you will own your day, or whether your day will own you. But here's the catch. You don't even realize you're making that choice. You grab your phone, you scroll, you check notifications, messages, social feeds, and in seconds, you've handed over your mind to the outside world. You've allowed someone else's mood, someone else's highlight reel, someone else's outrage to become your first meal of the day. And just like that, before your feet even touch the floor, you've fed the monster. What is this monster? It's the endless noise of the world, the opinions, the judgments, the arguments, the gossip, the chaos. It survives on your attention. It grows stronger every time you react. And the more you feed it, the more it demands from you. But here's the Stoic truth. You cannot build inner peace while being addicted to the noise of the world. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. He wasn't writing this for an audience. He was reminding himself to starve the noise, to refuse to let the world's drama enter his mind first thing in the morning. So how do you starve it? You create a wall between yourself and the chaos. The first hour of your day is sacred. No phone, no news, no social media, no meaningless chatter. You take back control of what enters your mind. Instead of consuming noise, you consume silence. Sit with your thoughts. Breathe. Write in a journal like Marcus did. Read something that feeds your mind instead of draining it. This one habit, protecting your mental space at the start of the day, will transform everything. Why? Because it shifts you from being reactive to being proactive. Instead of waking up and immediately reacting to life, you start by deciding what matters most today. You stop letting strangers on the internet control your emotions before you've even brushed your teeth. You starve the monster, and you starve it every single day until it becomes weak, quiet, powerless. And here's the powerful part. The world doesn't actually care if you stop feeding it. The noise will go on with or without you, but your mind will become clear, focused, razor sharp. Seneca said, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you." That includes the voices you allow into your mind. If what you read, watch, and listen to doesn't make you stronger, why give it space in your head? So here's your challenge. Tomorrow morning, when you wake up, do not reach for your phone. Give yourself just 10 minutes of silence. 10 minutes of breathing, reflecting, writing, or just sitting still. Feel what happens. That tiny act is you reclaiming your life from the noise. The first rule of focusing on yourself is simple. Protect your mental space like it's treasure, because it is. Your attention is the currency of your life. Spend it on noise and you stay broke. Spend it on silence and you grow rich in peace, focus, and power. Number 2, move like nobody's watching. There's an audience that lives in your head, and they never miss a show. They criticize your every move, judge every choice, and hover over every risk you take. But here's the truth. No one tells you. That audience isn't real. Most of those watchers are imaginary, projections of your own fear of being judged. Think about the moments where you wanted to take a leap, start that business, speak your truth, wear what you love, or chase that dream, and then froze. Not because you lacked ability, but because you imagined all the eyes staring at you, waiting for you to fail. Here's your freedom. Nobody's watching. The people you think are evaluating your life are too busy managing their own fears, their own failures, their own doubts. You are not the star of their movie. In fact, you are barely a background character in their day. Yet you've been living as if the whole world is watching, performing on a stage no one even asked you to stand on. Seneca, one of Rome's great Stoic thinkers, said, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." But most people never start again. They stay trapped, afraid to end the fake performance they've been giving for years. The Stoics had a name for what you need: authentic action, making choices from your true nature, not fear of judgment. And here's the real twist. The harshest judge isn't the world, it's you. You've internalized the voices, the expectations, the shoulds so deeply that you can't tell the difference between what you truly want and what you've been programmed to want. You are your own prison guard, keeping yourself locked in chains that don't even exist. So here's how you break free. Reality check yourself every time that voice asks, "What will they think?" Name exactly who they are, and ask why their opinion matters more than your truth. Most of the time, you won't even be able to name them. Next, use the authenticity test. Before making a decision, ask yourself, Am I doing this because it's true to me? Or am I doing this to control someone else's opinion? If the answer is the second, stop immediately and realign with what feels true. Then start taking small, bold actions every day. Enroll in that class you've been overthinking. Wear what makes you feel alive, even if it shocks people. Speak up instead of staying quiet. Each authentic step builds your courage muscle, preparing you for bigger leaps. And here's the paradox. When you stop caring about who's watching, people actually notice you. Not because you're performing, but because you're radiating something rare. Authenticity. It's magnetic. It gives others permission to be themselves too. Yes, some people will criticize your choices. Let them. Their reaction is their responsibility, not yours. You are not here to manage other people's emotions about your life. The real tragedy would be living your entire life for an audience that never cared, never clapped, and never truly saw you. If you're ready to walk off that stage and start living from your authentic center, write this in the comments. I live my life from my authentic center. This is not just a comment. It's your public declaration that you are done performing for ghosts and ready to live free. Number 3, keep your energy expensive. Keep your energy expensive because your attention and focus are the most valuable currencies you own. Right now, most people are living like they have unlimited energy to spend. They give it away to pointless arguments, to gossip, to people who drain their spirit and never give anything back. And then they wonder why they have nothing left for their dreams, their health, or their purpose. Every single day, you wake up with a limited amount of mental, emotional, and physical energy. The question is, where are you spending it? Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Most of your suffering comes from wasting energy, replaying past mistakes, overthinking future scenarios, and reacting to things that were never in your control. The Stoics knew that energy should be guarded like treasure. If someone walked into your house and started stealing your money, you'd throw them out. But when someone shows up with negativity, drama, or chaos, most people just let them stay and take as much as they want. That ends today. Here's how you make your energy expensive. First, stop giving free access to your attention. Every time you scroll endlessly on your phone or argue with someone online, you're making your energy cheap. Second, say no without guilt. A clean no is one of the most powerful tools you will ever use. Every yes you give is a piece of your life you'll never get back, so give it carefully. Third, choose where you invest yourself. Put your time into learning, building your body, building your mind, working on something that actually matters 5 years from now. Here's the paradox. When you make your energy expensive, people start respecting it more. You stop attracting energy drainers and start attracting people who value growth, focus, and peace. You become the calm person in the room who doesn't get pulled into every argument or every emotional storm. That is power. If you're ready to take your energy back starting today, write this in the comments. My energy is priceless, and I choose where it goes. Number 4, kill the echo chamber. Kill the echo chamber, because living in a bubble is the fastest way to stop growing. Right now, most people surround themselves with opinions and voices that agree with them. Every feed they scroll, every group they join, every friend they follow, reinforces the same ideas over and over. Comforting, right? Safe. But here's the brutal truth. Comfort is the enemy of mastery. The Stoics understood this long before social media existed. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way growth comes when you face perspectives that challenge you, when you encounter ideas that make you uncomfortable, when you're forced to think critically and act deliberately. Imagine if you only ever trained one muscle in your body. It would look strong in isolation, but your overall strength would collapse under pressure. That's your mind when you live in an echo chamber. You think you are wise, but you are fragile, untested, and easily manipulated. Here's how to break free. First, actively seek opinions and ideas that make you uneasy. Read books that question your beliefs. Listen to podcasts that make you rethink your assumptions. Talk to people who think differently than you do. Second, reflect on your automatic reactions. Why does this idea irritate me? Why does this challenge feel threatening? Every reaction is an opportunity to understand yourself and refine your judgment. Third, act on what matters, not what comforts you. Apply what is true, not what feels safe. Seneca warned against blindly following the crowd. He said, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you." Killing the echo chamber isn't about isolation. It's about selective exposure. You are curating the voices you let shape your mind, your choices, and your life. When you challenge your own beliefs and embrace uncomfortable truths, you build mental resilience. You stop being swayed by hype, by trends, by fleeting opinions. You become someone who doesn't just float through life, but navigates it with precision, purpose, and independence. So today, commit to breaking the bubble. Step into discomfort. Question your certainty. Learn from voices you would normally ignore. And write this in the comments if you're serious. I will face the truth, even when it challenges me. That's how real strength is built. Number 5. Watch, don't react. Most people live their lives as if every emotion deserves action. Every insult demands retaliation. Every criticism requires explanation. But the Stoics knew better. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Think about it. How many times have you lost your focus, your energy, your peace, because you reacted impulsively? Every argument you jumped into, every comment you felt compelled to respond to, every petty fight you engaged in, drained your mental strength. Here's the key. Create a space between the stimulus and your response. Observe your thoughts. Notice the surge of anger, irritation, or fear, but do not act immediately. This pause, even a few seconds, gives you control. Your emotions become information, not commands. Your mind becomes the commander, not the battlefield. Imagine you're in a meeting and someone criticizes your work harshly. The instinct is to defend, to argue, to justify. Instead, watch, breathe, analyze. Ask yourself, does this criticism have truth I can use? If yes, learn. If no, ignore. Every moment you resist the urge to react unnecessarily, you conserve energy, maintain dignity, and strengthen your inner fortress. This practice doesn't mean suppressing feelings. It means mastering them. It turns chaos into calm, noise into clarity. Strong people don't need to prove themselves constantly. They observe, they calculate, and then they act with precision when it actually matters. Start today. The next time irritation rises, instead of reacting, pause. Watch your mind, your impulses, your judgments. Write in the comments, "I choose to watch before I act." That is your commitment to unshakable control and true inner peace. Number 6. Turn your back on clout. In today's world, validation is sold like candy. Likes, shares, comments, followers. They measure success, or at least that's what everyone wants you to believe. But here's the brutal Stoic truth. Chasing external approval is a trap. Marcus Aurelius said, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. When your motivation comes from applause instead of purpose, your energy is no longer yours. You become a performer in someone else's story, a puppet on strings, pulled by invisible audiences who barely notice you. Think about it. How many hours have you spent curating posts, drafting perfect comments, or comparing your life to someone else's highlight reel? Every second spent seeking clout is a second stolen from mastery, growth, and true achievement. Stoics ignored popularity contests. They focused on virtue, wisdom, and action. They didn't measure their worth by applause. They measured it by their character and discipline. Here's how to practice it today. First, identify where you are performing for the wrong reasons. Is it social media? Is it at work? Always seeking approval from peers or bosses? Once you recognize it, make the conscious choice to step back. Reduce the noise of comparison. Stop posting, stop explaining, stop reacting to meaningless validation. Every clean no you say to this energy is a brick in your fortress of focus. Next, redirect your energy. Invest in your skills, your health, your discipline, your inner growth. When you build in silence, without the applause, your results become unstoppable. People will notice eventually, but you won't need them to fuel your fire. Your confidence becomes intrinsic. Your work becomes authentic. Your life becomes yours. Remember, the world will always offer distractions disguised as validation. The choice is yours. Focus on what matters. Act for yourself, not for likes. Write this in the comments. I build, I don't perform. Let that be your declaration. This rule isn't about arrogance or isolation. It's about reclaiming your power and using it for genuine growth. Number 7. Protect your comeback story. Every transformation, every personal victory, every breakthrough is precious. And yet, most people broadcast their progress, their goals, their plans before the work is done. They hand over their energy to the world, hoping for validation, only to find disappointment and distraction. Seneca said, "If one does not know to which port one is sailing, no wind is favorable." Your comeback, your growth, your transformation, these are your ports. Guard them. Think about it. How many times have you shared your goals too early, only to lose momentum when others reacted negatively, judged, or dismissed you? Every unsolicited opinion you absorb before achieving results is a tax on your energy. Every comment, every piece of advice, every questioning glance steals focus. The Stoics mastered the art of privacy. They understood that silence in action multiplies power. Marcus Aurelius, the ruler of the Roman Empire, could command legions, yet he recorded his deepest thoughts privately, never seeking approval or applause. Here's how to practice it. Keep your plans, your new habits, and your personal growth close to your chest. Work in silence. Let your actions speak louder than your words. Share only when your results are undeniable, when your transformation has become a reality. By protecting your story, you protect your energy, your motivation, and your authenticity. You prevent distractions and stay committed to the work that truly matters. Next, create a system of accountability for yourself, not for the crowd. Track your progress privately. Measure against your standards, not public opinion. Each small victory fuels the next. Each step forward strengthens your commitment. Your comeback becomes unstoppable because it is built on discipline, focus, and a shielded mind. Finally, remember the ultimate truth. Silence amplifies power. When you reveal your transformation at the right moment, it hits harder. It inspires, it commands respect, and it proves your mastery. Write this in the comments. I protect my growth in silence. Let this be your pledge to honor your journey, reclaim your energy, and ensure your comeback is unstoppable. Number 8. Turn your back on clout. In today's world, attention is the currency, likes are the applause, and followers are the measure of success. But here's the Stoic truth. Chasing validation from the crowd is a trap. It drains your energy, clouds your judgment, and distracts you from what truly matters. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." If your value depends on external approval, you will always be powerless. Think about it. How often have you caught yourself posting, explaining, or performing just to gain likes, shares, or comments? Each time, your focus shifts from growth to performance, from discipline to distraction. You spend your energy entertaining strangers instead of building skills, character, and resilience. The Stoics understood this instinctively. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most powerful men in history, could command armies and influence millions, yet he sought no applause. Seneca, wealthy and influential, found contentment not in praise, but in mastery of self. Here's how to implement this rule. Stop chasing the reactions of others. Work quietly. Focus on the craft, the habit, and the effort, not the validation. Build your skills, strengthen your mind, and take actions that matter to you, not the imaginary audience. Each time you resist the urge to perform for approval, you reclaim energy and control. Next, set boundaries for social media, notifications, and conversations that demand unnecessary attention. Protect your time and mental space. Choose action over reaction, growth over applause. When your focus is on your own life and improvement, not clout, you become untouchable. Finally, embrace the paradox. The less you seek attention, the more genuine influence you gain. People notice mastery and confidence naturally. Your life becomes magnetic, not because you advertise it, but because it radiates authenticity. Write this in the comments. I create for myself, not for clout. Let it remind you daily that your power lies in independence, focus, and the silence of true effort. Now you've seen the 8 Stoic rules to focus on yourself and stay silent. Starve the noise, move authentically, guard your mind, watch without reacting, protect your comeback, keep energy expensive, reject clout, and preserve your inner power. Each rule builds upon the last, creating a chain of self-mastery that cannot be broken. But here's the truth. Knowing these rules is not enough. Mastery requires action. You must implement them daily, consistently, and without compromise. Ask yourself, are you still performing for others, or are you beginning to live for yourself? Are you wasting your energy on validation, distraction, and the noise of a world that doesn't define your value? Or are you quietly building, improving, and strengthening the real you? Every choice, every habit, every action matters. The Stoics understood this. They sought power not in the applause of the crowd, but in the mastery of self. And so can you. If this message hit you at your core, take action now. Hit that like button, not for me, but as a promise to yourself that you are serious about transformation. Comment below. I choose focus over noise, silence over chaos, and growth over approval. Share this video with someone who needs this perspective, and subscribe for more Stoic wisdom and actionable strategies to reclaim your life. Remember, the journey to mastery is private, quiet, and disciplined, but the rewards are immense: clarity, power, and freedom. Watch this video again if needed. Reflect, implement, and grow. Thank you for watching till the end. Your transformation begins now. Stay focused, stay silent, and continue building the life you were meant to live.